Tyrod Taylor is being evaluated for groin and hernia surgery, a procedure that could cost the Bills $30.5 million because of the terms of this contract that Doug Whaley negotiated on the fly going back to the preseason. This Buffalo thing is such a needless. It doesn't have to be a dumpster fire, but it is.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So you look at what's happened with the Bills. I like to call this sort of a Kaepernicking because remember, Kaepernick wasn't able to pass his physical, and the 49ers ended up having to pick up the option on him. And so you run into a situation where an injury doesn't allow you to pass a physical. In that case, the Bills would be required to pick up the option on Tyrod Taylor, $27.5 million. You add in the 2018 money, you get above $30 million. It's not a crazy amount of money for him, but the problem you have in Buffalo...
Whoa. $30 million is not a crazy amount for Tyrod Taylor?
Over the 2 years. I mean, even if you get up to $40 million for 2 years with Tyrod Taylor, he's an above-average quarterback.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not above average. He's not a terrible quarterback, but he's not above it.
Quarterback.
He is?
I think so.
Can I go through it? Go ahead. You want to go through them? We can go through them.
You go ahead.
Okay, so look, the Dak thing is really, really hard. But Dak has had a much better year. I don't think any of us really honestly know what Dak Prescott is just because he's behind that line, right? He's not Drew Brees, right? Not Drew Brees. He's not Cousins. He's not Matt Ryan. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Rivers. He's not Matt Stafford. He's not Russell Wilson. He's not Joe Flacco. He's not Andrew Luck. He's not Derek Carr. He's not Jameis Winston. He's not Eli Manning. He's not Ben Roethlisberger. I haven't even gotten to Dak, nor have I gotten to Carson Palmer or Andy Dalton. He's not a top 15 quarterback. He's not above average. So I'm not saying he's terrible. He's not as good as Marcus Mariota, is he?
No, but you also face the fact that Marcus Mariota and Derek Carr injuries. You're talking about situations where they might not be back right away. And then, of course, you have. Look, Eli Manning hasn't been great.
Okay, well, I didn't list Tom Brady. I didn't list Cam Newton. I didn't.
Tom Brady overrated.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay. I mean, I can list 15 quarterbacks you'd rather have, and if average is 15, he's not above average. He's bottom third of the league. Although he runs it, he's learned to not turn the football over as much. Only 14 picks. He's fine. Okay. He's only 6 picks on the year. 17 touchdowns, 6 picks. Good running quarterback. He's solid. He's fine. But $40 million for 2 years is too much money for Tyrod Taylor.
Okay, I'll give you the semantical argument about Tyrod Taylor's place in the pantheon of NFL quarterbacks right now. However, I think the larger point to me, and I'll debate point for you for sure, but I think the larger point to me is that Doug Whaley is a guy that has survived an ownership change. How? He's terrible.
Terrible.
He drafted DJ Manuel.
Well, not just that. Well, he was. I don't think he drafted. I think he was the head of scouting. Didn't Buddy Nix draft DJ Manuel?
No, yeah, but then afterwards, when Buddy Nix retired, the media asked Doug Whaley. They said, "Did you draft EJ or did Buddy do it?" And he's like, "Oh," and he could have walked away from it and backpedaled from it. He's like, "Oh no, I was involved in that deal. We really like EJ. He's the future."
Yeah, he misevaluated there. But then it was like this trading up for Sammy Watkins in the most wide receiver laden draft, which gave away another first round pick. That was stupid. This year you draft in your first 2 draft picks. One gets hurt, the other one everybody knew had a shoulder problem. Like that's an issue. I don't understand. I don't understand how Doug. And then they didn't have to redo Tyrod Taylor's contract. They did it out of the goodness of their heart and the way in which it's written. That's all on Doug Whaley. This is something you should get fired for.
Yeah, and no doubt. And look, remember, he couldn't get along with Doug Marrone. So you see Doug Marrone leave town, and not like that's the end of the world. But
right.
I mean, it is an issue if you can't get along with the head coach. He can't get along with Rex Ryan, who gets fired. He's the guy who hired Rex Ryan. So he must have either incriminating evidence on his boss, or he's just the smoothest guy in meetings when it comes to chatting people up. Because look, Tim Graham of the Buffalo News did a great breakdown of the entire NFL as it relates to number of draft picks on a team's roster, and Buffalo is dead last by a long shot. He's been a bad GM. People talk about maybe some of the free agent signings, and that's great. but he can't identify coaching talent. He can't identify draft talent, and the Bills haven't made the playoffs in 17 years. It's a no-brainer to me if you're the Pagula family that you blow it all up, and I mean all of it, and you start over and you build from scratch. And that we can argue again the Tyrod Taylor stuff is secondary to me to the Doug Whaley problem.
Yeah, well, but I think it's part and parcel of the Doug Whaley problem because this is his contract. This is on him. Outside of that, he doesn't draft well. He doesn't sign smart free agents. He doesn't select coaches well, and he doesn't seem to manage salaries well. Outside of that, Mrs. Lincoln, how is the show? That's basically kind of what we're looking at.